Okay, I'm rolling.
Bungle.
How's the beach?
Oh, so hot. Oh my God. Proper hot, mate. We're back. Looky. And welcome to sunny Benidorm. We made it out of the country. Yeah.
Oh, that was
a biggie.
That was a big one. But yeah, we didn't really make it out of the country. We're still stuck in England. Shit house. That smells good, doesn't it?
It does smell really good.
It reminds me of those old cap guns you used to get.
Oh yes.
With the little, do you remember the little red, like
Dots,
revolver?
like acid tabs.
No, not the little red plastic.
Yeah, but
like the eight.
Yeah, but you used to have acid like tabs, didn't you?
Yeah, those were really old. Like those were the paper rolls.
Yes,
for the Gatling guns.
yeah.
I'm talking about the plastic ones that were forged in like a cassette.
I had the council house edition.
Or French bangers. That's not a magazine.
It's a video though.
I tell you, it's a video I like.
Yeah.
But no, so we thought we'd come back because I think we could all do with a bit of cheering up, couldn't we?
Yeah.
So for this one special day, we've brought back the news.
Horizon!
Ring light's real bright.
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
I close my eyes and all I can see is ring. Oh, I was chewing gum for that. Do you mind? I hate watching people chew.
Oh, fuck me, why has it all of a sudden got really hot in here?
Like a cow. This is the news. We should put fat suits on.
You're way too high.
This is reality though,
Like
isn't
twins.
it? Well, and I'm Schwarzenegger and you're DeVito. At least you got that right. It's fucking the only thing I've got right. Where's the old... Ooh.
There we go.
Oh, it's a bit... Oh, there we go. Is that better?
There we go. I smell Tybo? Bow tie looking.
Tybo?
Oh, sounds like a disease, isn't it?
Or an influencer.
Tybo.
Let's head on over to Tybo, see what he's got to say.
Oh my God.
Hi guys.
This is the key. This is the key.
So yes, right, so we're back for a little surprise, right at you, in your face episode of The News.
Summertime Showdown.
Yeah, we don't really know what we're going to do.
No.
We just sort of we've got
some notes.
I mean, extensive notes.
Yeah.
There's at least 19 words written
Yeah.
on that bit of paper.
Yeah.
So you're in for a treat. But we're professionals, so we're going to ad-lib and give you some crazy fun times to relax, sit back, have a poo, which most of you do when you watch this. You have a poo.
Yeah.
So it's a good excuse for a nice half an hour loggage. Right then, so what's first up?
Well, I think we should talk about the RC8C from KTM. I mean, that was a bit of a bombshell. Well, I say bombshell because, again, some fucking dickheads leaked it under embargo the week before, and kind of not ruined it, but because it didn't look exactly like that. They were sort of, I don't know, they were sort of studio renders. But yeah, I mean, it's a bigger conversation to have in a minute. But that bike, yes, it's a lot of money, but you have to really understand the tech and the detail and the engineering involved to understand why that bike is £32,000. But
I don't think it is that much money.
it's not. No, it's not. But people go, oh, £32,000. I'm not paying that. Well,
no one's asking
no one
you
gives a
to.
shit, mate. And they sold out within 24 hours anyway. So
They actually sold out within 4 minutes, 52 seconds.
Yeah.
But I think you look at the comparison, V4R, M1000RR, I'd much prefer to have that.
Yes.
Much prefer. If you're going to use it for what it's intended to do, which is be a race bike on track, everyone will love riding that bike.
Yeah.
Oh, I want it. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do when we get to test one because I will fight you. I will sit on you and fight you and poke your eyes out. So go on it.
Well, again, it's a part of a bigger conversation, but you know,
But what? Have you already done some underhand?
No. But I'm allowed to travel.
Huh?
I'm allowed to travel.
Well, I identify as vaccinated, so I'm allowed to travel too. So then give us the lowdown on why you think it's worth that price tag.
Well, aside from all the bits on it, you know, you've got Diamag wheels, carbon fibre fairings, the exhaust, and the suspension. All of that adds up to 15 grand before you even thought about an engine and frame.
Easy.
So, but it's the detail. That is, you know...
Because it's a collaboration with Kramer, right?
Yes, so Kramer have been building bikes with KTM engines and other twins and monos. They are, if you didn't know, they are famous for super monos and building exotic race bikes and making them very fast on track. Now, the engine, yes, it is stock, but that engine is a banger anyway. I mean, an 890 with an exhaust and airbox and electronic modifications and air intake, it's going to be good anyway. So,
and you don't want, or I wouldn't want, a modified engine.
No.
Peripherals around the outside, sure, but I don't want something with ridiculous cranks and pistons that are just going to snap and, you know,
yeah, and you'll have to spend...
throw a rod. Throw a rod me.
I love that saying.
Oh, it's chucked a rod.
Chucked a rod, mate. Oh, fucking hell.
Fucking rod's out.
But yeah, I mean, rebuilding a bike every 5 meetings or 5 hours.
That was one of the key things why I didn't want to keep hold of the HP4 race, because you have to rebuild the bloody engine. You have to send it back and buy another one at 13 grand.
Well, I mean, you don't tend to hold onto bikes for much longer than a few months anyway, do you?
Well, those two are for sale over there.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I agree. I don't think you need to change the engine, and that's not what that bike is. If they wanted to develop more power, you just put a bigger engine in it. That obviously isn't the reason for that bike.
And I think this is a bigger question to ask is what's happening. You know, judging by history and going by what KTM have done in the past, I'm pretty much guarantee you they will build something like that. But then again, you know, they're not building superbikes for the road, but it's not Superbike, is it? So will we see an RC800 for the road?
I think it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I think that middleweight sector, you've got the R7 coming in hot, which we're going to discuss in a minute, because it's not an OW01 R7. It's not. It's just named an R7. But that sector, as you may have seen the Super Twin racing that we've been doing on this channel, they are, forget your 200 brake horsepower, wheelie waving shit, they are, without doubt, that era, that capacity is the most fun you can have on two wheels.
100%. That
you will ever find.
And I'm so glad you found that out, because, again, we were talking about this off camera earlier, but you weren't too sure, because I was saying, yeah, you'll love it, you'll prefer that more than a superbike, and you weren't too sure about it, were you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference, there's a preference over a superbike. If you and your mates go out to Jerez, I probably wouldn't want to be the only one on an SV650 and everyone else has got R1s. That would do your head in. But if you and your mates are all sort of roughly the same level of rider ability, you will have such a better time on those bikes than you all will shitting your pants on massive, you know, arse rippers, which is what they are. They're massive arse rippers.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've got to have the proper balls to do it. And the second part of why these bikes are good is you may have seen the dyno video of the new S1000RR that I bought. I kind of jumped into that and then was like, cool, turn it into a race bike. The prices of parts for that thing, just to put some fairings on it, race fairings, or normal road fairings, it's £1,000. By the time you've got the fasteners, got the seat kit, got everything, that's not even for carbon fibre, that's just, and you're just like, God, so to turn that into a race bike, it's stupid money. And I'm kind of like, what am I going to do about that?
And the third reason why they're so good is because they teach you corner speed, braking, everything that you don't get with a superbike. And you will become faster when you eventually end up on a superbike, or you move up, or you want to go back to a superbike. You will become faster on that bike because of what you've learned on a smaller capacity bike. There's way too many willy waving wadgeries out on track days and even racing. And they go, right, I want to get 1,000. And they can't ride it.
No, but arguably in recent years it has been hard to find that gap, because the 600s have disappeared.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like, oh, I want to go on track, what shall I get? Kind of the only options, realistically, sometimes have been 1,000cc bikes, so I understand that. But
there's so many. I mean, there's so many 600s and 750s and other stuff around if you want to buy a used bike. So
and you can still buy an R6 from Yamaha. It's just not.
And a Sec 36 from Kawasaki.
Right. Okay.
A Sec 36.
I love that bike.
Yeah.
Love it. But it's about. I found that the Superbike hides your inadequacy really well.
Yes.
A lower capacity twin or a corner speed machine, like the Cadwell round, coming out of Charlie's 2, so you go up over the hill 1, 2.
Yeah.
If you've sort of gone in a bit, rushed in there, gone in a bit deep and gone there, on a twin, like a smaller CC, you are screwed for that whole. You would probably lose 5 spots before you get to the braking point into park. On a Superbike, you go in a bit deep, pick it up, square it off, and just sod off on the power, because the power is limited ultimately to the grip a tyre can provide. And let's face it, these 220 brake horsepower Superbikes, they're beyond the limit of grip that a tyre should provide. So, that 890cc banger, cannot wait to ride it, and I just so hope that they come to the table with a budget version for everyone.
And the R7, I mean, let's talk about that. We didn't get the chance to talk about it in the show because, well, it came out in between this and the last show. So, yes, it's a cheap version of, well, you can't even call it a version. I don't like the fact they called it an R7. A lot of people don't like the fact they called it an R7, but
I do.
Do you? Oh, well done. You're hard. I do.
But it's
I'm different.
No, because I understand. I've worked as a marketeer for many years, so I understand that you can't just. You have an R125, an R3, an R6, which is now redundant, and an R1. Like, you can't just come up with a MT7 race to stick in the middle. So yes,
I understand why they've done it. I just don't particularly like it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but you just have to get over it.
Get over it. Move on.
It's a name. Forget about it. Just stop stressing. There's bigger things in this world to worry about. Lots bigger.
But again, on a completely opposite end of the RC8C scale, that bike, it will sell
the R7.
Yes. A shit ton. It will be fast. The TT rules and the Super Twin rules. Obviously, we're all involved in that racing in the no limits racing. But that class now has got really exciting. After all these years of threatening to be, now it really is. I mean, the CF Motos are kicking ass, aren't they?
Yeah.
Obviously, you've seen Broothy's first video. I'm not sure whether you'll see his second video before this video goes out, but he was at Anglesey as well before Perkins takes its seat back, or their seat back.
For this weekend at Donington.
Yes. So,
and don't forget MotoAmerica as well. And they've got a really big push on the Twins Cup, which is why I think the R7, it's been out over there for quite a while. It's kind of, there's more of a buzz around that bike.
Yeah.
Because I think of the Twins Cup, which is a brilliant fun. I mean, you watch it and you don't look at that and go, oh, those bikes are a bit slow.
Yeah. And as soon as BSB do that and get that involved, the better. But obviously there's some
political bullshit.
Yes, involved. And I
don't think they ever will.
They will.
You reckon?
It'll be either that or a super naked class, and I don't know. I don't know how they can make a super naked class fair. But out of interest, there was an MT-07 in the race at Anglesey that was very, very quick.
Well, the CP2 engine, is like tuners like it, not the big fish, because it saves the oceans.
Tuners like it
because it's a tunable engine.
Yeah.
It's an engine that you can play with in Vettel, and I can't wait to ride it. And I hope we get a chance to put one next year into the race. Put the fairings on it and see what it does. Because it's a good package as far as I'm concerned. And then the RS660, let's not forget that.
Yes.
These are bangers of bikes. So don't be disheartened and be like, write it off on paper as, look at the brake horsepower, and forget it. Just go and ride it.
And they're really good road bikes as well.
Yeah.
As standard. Forget about racing for a minute. They are. I mean, you rode the RS660 on the road, didn't you?
I bought one for my girlfriend. Well, I didn't buy it for my girlfriend.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday, girlfriend.
I bought one with her. As in, I took her to the shop.
She bought one. Awkward now. Oh.
I rode it that day. Amazing. I loved it. The airbox noise, the speed, like the responsiveness of it, the way it turns, the nimbleness of it. And the fact it doesn't scare you is, I mean, you can scare yourself on anything, but yeah, lovely package.
Great package.
So yeah, so that's our little middleweight. But it's not a middleweight. It's not super sport, is it?
It's middleweight.
Is that what it's
super
called?
mid. Super mid. Yeah.
Let's define a term for it.
Super mid. That's been defined before, but super mid, super middleweight, super mid. That's kind of.
But I think it's got to have sports in it.
Sport mid weight. Sport mid. Super mid. Sport.
Super mid. Super middle. Soup. Bum soup.
Bum gravy.
Bikes.
Cock spurt. Spurting.
Anyway, what's next then, big boy?
Well, I think we should discuss Megatest, because on that note, I mean, we've had 3 different dates so far, and all of them have been quashed by various travel restrictions and other bits and bobs. So, you don't have to understand, but if we explain how difficult it is to book 6 different motorcycles from 6 different manufacturers for a period of 2 consecutive weeks, everyone's got to have their press bike available, and then move it 3 times, it's not easy. So
I didn't do any of it.
So it's not really an apology, but it's just to let you know that it is happening. It will be happening.
It's not though, is it?
Well, kind of is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not invited.
Well, you are.
I'm being discriminated against, basically. Should we talk about it now? I'm desperate to talk about it. I'm foaming at the mouth with disgust to talk about it. But like everyone, if you talk about it, then you get punished.
Well, no, I just 44 Teeth isn't a party political broadcast or any kind of.
It's not, but you should be allowed to say whatever you want to say, and if people disagree with it, then they can rightly disagree with it and go, oh, I disagree with that. You don't have to be hung up and shot for it. And we have different opinions on things, so it's not like we're saying this is wrong or that's right, and I'm not saying this is wrong or that's right, but. It's more of the fact that we're not allowed to talk about it, which really, it smells of fish, and I don't like smelly fish.
Well, next up, Chris, it's the new range of merch.
Is it?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Now, got to give a public shout out to, thank you to Rixie and his good lady Sam for taking the helm. For the past,
mate, you can't.
For the past year or so, the merch helm. That's what I meant. Yeah, massive thank you to those guys. But it has become a full-time job, pretty much not full-time job, but it's become a more full-time job than they can deal with. So, yes, we have a new range of merch. We have now a dedicated merch person on that merch, and able to answer your questions, emails, full-time, and get back to you when you want to. So we've got a new range out, lots of colours, a few different styles, and that will continue to grow. So go and have a look on the 44 website.
Well, I think we should also just go and do a quick photo shoot now.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's go and do it right now.
What are you fighting? That's pretty hot. Dominoes on the bench down our assembly room set, What's it got there?
Mighty Meaty.
Classic. So then, I heard you had a bit of a fun time at Pembrey the other day.
I did.
Yeah. Giving it what for? Showing some fucking mugs what they're fucking missing out on.
Yeah, in the 1290 Adventure launch video I did, I said that the bike would be good on track. Now, someone in KTM Austria from the factory rang KTM UK and said, right, go on, get him on the bike. And yeah, so I went to Pembrey in the fast route and to see how many people I could piss off. And I pissed off a few people.
And you weren't even on the bike?
No.
Just hanging around the garages being a knob?
Yeah, with my knob out. I can say that? No.
Can't say that.
No.
But there's this sort of mythological motorcycling question of one bike to rule them all, isn't there? If you only had one bike, what would you choose? Because inherently, one bike that's good at everything is ultimately not very good at each individual discipline. So it interests me that how that did on the track, and by all accounts, it looked like it was pretty good, pretty handy. Obviously, you're a decent rider, so you know what you're doing. But was I would argue the fun level was probably, again, even higher than hustling a superbike round there, because
exactly.
It's a whole other level of miles per mile, right? Yeah,
I mean, it was like rowing for Oxford on some of the bits. I mean, it was getting a bit squirrely and, you know, messing about with the suspension and just there's no pressure. You're on a massive 250 kilo adventure bike, you know, and I was gutted there was no top box or panniers, but still, it was.
What tyres were you on?
British Stone A41. So,
nice.
You know, we went to the Nürburgring with those tyres on. I was having more fun than a lot of the other people out there, and I didn't need to change tyres. It was wet and dry, and we didn't need to change tyres.
And you just go and have a laugh.
Yeah.
And then you just get on and go and just fuck off at the end of the day.
Yeah, and you still got half a tank of fuel left. Didn't need to put any fuel in.
I don't believe that. Really?
Didn't need to put any fuel in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did 5 sessions. Okay, one of them was wet, but 5 sessions, didn't put any fuel in, and I still had half a tank left.
Did you put the adaptive cruise control on just for a laugh?
No, I didn't.
That would have been quite dangerous, but pretty amusing. Anyway.
What have you been up to, Chrissy?
Obviously,
my little collection.
This little cacophony of trophies. So yeah, obviously I don't think I've spoken about this other than in the. We haven't had a news report, have we?
No.
So I mean, to be fair, a lot of the race reports were quite detailed anyway, and a lot behind the scenes and the emotional ups and downs of what a race weekend is, and it is the depth that you go to. I don't know. It's funny. I started off the whole thing like, oh, that'd be a laugh. Yeah, cool. Whatever. Turn up, do something. But the better you start doing, the more pressure you put upon yourself, which then you have to learn to deal with, and it is a weird, very strange pressure. Like the worst thing I did was put it on pole position in the qualifying at Cadwell Park, and then had to go away for the whole evening. Eat your burgers. Turn one. Okay, I'll do that. And you try and plan out your race. And then it all goes to fucking shit because something happens, or you get a shit start, or someone does. So oh man, it's an absolute mental brain fart twizzle. But yes, I've been doing that, and I've been overall enjoying it. And you know, the bike, the CF Moto, has come on loads. Like the first round at Donington, it was a bit of a pig. It's got better and better. Boothie's just done the last 2 rounds, so it was really good to get him on it. And yeah, he's obviously a top class TT rider. You know, he was what, 12th, 13th senior TT,
14th, 12 or 14th,
130 mile an hour lap or something ridiculous. So he knows what he's doing, and it's been a very interesting experience, and I'm a bit apprehensive about going back to Donington now, because I think not only, I mean, at least our bikes got better, but the competition around seems to have got a lot more. People are a lot more into it now and a lot more involved, and you know, some guys will just rock up for a weekend and just smash it and then go home.
But that's racing.
It is, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. Is I can get pissed off at, I could have had that podium, I could have got that first win, which I was so close to doing, but someone in a different class gets in your way and you get all eggy about it. But it's racing, and it is. I'm pretty much convinced now that racing is 50% of it is luck. Like. If you have a good,
I wouldn't. No.
A lot of it is good luck. You can be a good luck person and not have that much talent, and just keep plodding away and get some decent results.
You make your own luck.
That may be true as well. And luck comes. I don't know where luck comes from.
From a tree.
From the luck tree.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pressure you put on yourself and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, regardless of that, this weekend Donington, because I've missed now the last 2 rounds. there's no. I was second in the championship before I had my hiatus. Is that the right word?
Yes.
So that had its own pressure. So now I can just rock up and just go and razz a really cool bike around a really cool circuit and hope it doesn't rain. Because I haven't had a dry weekend.
Really?
Apart from the very first one where the bike didn't work. So hopefully it stays dry. And that's it really. And that's all I've been doing. Polishing bikes, got the Dremel out on my new ABBA stand. That's it really. And I will just remind everyone that this isn't my full-time job. Just
No, that's actually a really good point actually, because I get bored of replying to, "Where's Chris?"
yeah, or reading comments like yesterday, the first video that Boothie went up, people were like, "Oh, ducked out of another round, has he?" So hang on, I've done every round since then. I've done every round before that. So just shut the fuck up,
I
basically.
think they're referring to the free take rounds.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's shit though, isn't it?
It's not.
No, it's too dangerous. It's too far. Do you know what? It's too far away. It's just too far away. But we had with Danger Man Gary on the spec.
Yes, yeah.
For the free tech, 24 hours, and he had a good 7-hour kip, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He's over there.
I rang him the next day. How was it, mate? He went, oh, fucking well tired that was. It's like, oh, I spoke to you. And you were asleep for 7 hours. So Gary, sort it out.
Oh, Gary. Come here and clear those pubes up as well.
Please.
What do you think? Do you like my tie bow? Oh my god. Do you like my bow tie, or do you think the tie's better?
Well, you're done now, aren't you? You can't.
I know, but if there's a next time.
I like it, but it does have echoes of sort of a waiter. It doesn't flatter you.
Right.
Speaking of flattering, it's Fat Chat! It's all gone out the window, really. No, actually, I'm still in the phase of trying to watch what I eat, but I'm certainly not, by any stretch of the imagination, having a rigid dietary situation.
Well, I've been homeless for pretty much a month. Not literally homeless, but I haven't been in our own house, because the solicitors' incompetence and the stamp duty deadline, and it's just been an utter cluster fudge of thing. But anyway, the point is, I've been...
Because you were moving house, you didn't actually
Yes, because I was moving house, moving house, and anyway. Because I've been eating properly, so I've been going to the pub quite a lot and eating really fatty stuff. And it's taken its toll, I'm not going to lie. I was down to 98 kilos, and I was really happy with that. Well, mainly, obviously, racing a 125 always helps.
And Dakar prep.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of... A fat man can do the Dakar.
Really?
Yeah, well, no.
Maybe I should give it a go.
But yeah, so the point is, I've been eating shit recently, and it's taken its toll, and now I feel disgusting. I've been craving like salad and kind of not fatty.
It's interesting. Once you've gone down to you can feel how good you feel.
Yeah.
And then you definitely feel when it comes back.
Yeah.
Like over a speed bump or something.
Yeah.
It's like, blah, blah, blah. You're like, oh,
but you catch a bingo wing somewhere.
Yeah. Oh. So, and what are you now then? Mate, I don't even know.
Back in triple figures.
Yeah. That's all right though.
It's not.
But you're still lower than you were when we started the thing. Well, you're above the highest weight when we started. Are you actually?
No, I'm not. No, I'm just
Okay.
about 100. Back on 100.
Oh, that's all right.
It's not.
It's fine. I thought you were...
Being in double digits is a big thing.
It's not only because someone invented decimal.
Oh, I can't argue with that.
Otherwise, you might just be between 11th and 17th. Yeah, I don't even know how much I weigh, but
You're too scared.
Yeah, it's apprehension, but
you slid into your
I don't. I'm definitely not where I was.
No,
but I've definitely had a bit.
Still
of
morbidly obese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. according to the
graph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steffi graph.
Steffi. The telly. Summary: it's not gone well.
No, but we all have our lapses, and we're human beings after all. And
we're going to order a pizza in a minute.
We are going to order a pizza, but the key thing in life, because to be honest with you, I'm struggling more now than I was with our lockdown, than I was at the mentally than I was at the period of the lockdown shows.
Really?
Yeah, mentally, way more struggling now.
Okay.
Because it just feels like it's never going to fucking end now, and we are just run by something which I don't fucking understand, and maybe I've gone down the rabbit hole a bit of the dark side of the internet, and maybe there's assassins out there now because I know too much, but it just doesn't feel good. So the little glimmer of hope I do have is a pizza, and so I'm going to celebrate that pizza and enjoy it.
Actually, talking of glimmer of hope, so I've got something I forgot to mention earlier before we get into the nitty gritty of fat chat and mass debate, but Budget Bike Battle.
Of course.
It's happening. It's happening. It's booked. We know we're going on the week of this date, and it's happening. Not entirely sure we can get into some of the places we want to go, but it is happening.
We're going to do it regardless, and if we can't get in, we can't get in.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. And I've actually, my bike's been running. I've been riding it in the little mini heatwave we had, and it's the most fun thing that I've ever ridden. And round the little back lanes to work, and like going through the village and going into the town, everyone smiles at you and throws milkshake and calls you a twat. It is brilliant. But genuinely, people are. And I pulled up at a petrol station the other day, like got out, and there was this really hot girl driving this Audi, and she was like, "Oh my god, I love it! I love that!
Taking
oh my god!"
pity on you.
No, she's like, "Oh my god, it's so fantastic! I absolutely love it." So it's pretty good. Then her boyfriend came out. It was really big and muscly, so I put my little
Piss pot on
and rode off really loudly because the exhaust was blowing.
But my sidecar is fully MOT'd and ready. Well, not ready to go. There's a few little things we need to change. But yeah, we are. Like I said, we're good to go. Boovy's Timmy Chariot is also ready. It's been ready for. I think it's been ready before the other two. But yes, it's all go. It's all go, 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 and they go.
Well, what's the top end of that?
50 miles an hour if you're lucky.
I thought you said 40.
Well, no,
Okay.
like 40 normal speed.
And it's because of the stability issues, is it?
No, it's just a two-stroke revving its tits off.
Oh, it's a two-stroke?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Wow. We should have some poke then. No? Is it two-stroke 125?
No, is it 200?
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Mine's only a 200 four-stroke. But it weighs about 16 tons.
Yeah.
It's probably the roof rack. Anyway, it's happening. Can't wait. Let's go. Let's just get on with it. So if it's a bit muddled when it comes out, it's because the rules have changed, and the Scottish person and the English person and the Welsh Persian and the Persian have fucked our plans.
Nicola Merkel. Oh God.
That is the worst combo.
What, can you imagine them?
Would it be Merkel's face and Nicola's body, or
I don't think either one. I would. Well,
they look pretty much the same actually, apart from one's been sort of weathered more.
If they were Siamese twins,
yeah, like attached.
Actually, no, that wouldn't work because you still have. Would they have one vagina or two vaginas?
It depends where they're attached.
Okay, but if they were joined together, Nicola Sturgeon and Freddie Merkel,
like cat dog.
I don't know what that is, but if they were joined together, which one would you go in if you had to enter?
I'd probably go Merkel just because I respect her more than Sturgeon. What about you?
I'm gonna have to go Sturgeon.
Oh, but I don't care what it looks like. That woman disgusts me.
But Merkel just looks like my tubby little
Forget
brother.
what it looks like. What, bullnose?
Bullnose, yeah. It's like yeah.
Well, I mean, we're probably now, the assassins are on their way. We can't say this stuff on the internet.
Why not?
Because we're not allowed. Wait, I'm all up for free speech.
I'm up for that, but that's fine.
So now it's that time of the show again for Mass Debate. Bob. And I think we've got a banger this week.
Oh, it's a banger. It's a hottie.
It is a hottie.
Ooh,
it is
spicy.
I know you guys are going to definitely have an opinion on this, and this is track limits. And general, just the fucking organisers getting involved.
Race control in general.
Just race control.
F1 as well. We don't go too much into that, but I mean, disqualifying Vettel for not having enough fuel in his car. What
was that at the weekend?
Yeah.
What? Because I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he got disqualified, mate.
He was second.
Yes, he got disqualified. Fuck off.
Oh, and what happens to Lewis fucking Golden Boy Hamilton? Up to number 2 then. I tell you, Mercedes. Really, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Pretty much all heavyweight motorsport, you might as well just write it all on a bit of paper and go, that's the results we're going to have. Now they can go round for a bit, we'll just change it round as they go. Because I mean, I don't particularly like Sebastian Vettel, but, you know.
I like him now.
I like him way more than I used to.
Yeah.
Now I'm rooting for the guy.
Yeah.
But that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is really.
But in general,
he didn't have enough fuel in his car.
He didn't have enough. I think it was like there was like milligrams less of fuel in a car. It was a tiny little amount that he didn't have, and basically they couldn't get a sufficient amount to. But
what if he ran out of fuel?
He didn't run out.
I know, but what if he did run out? Then that's it. So you get disqualified if you run out of fuel on the last lap after you cross the line.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's shit. But yeah, like you said, motorsport is in general, the big swingers, MotoGP, F1, NASCAR, all these shit rules that are coming out. I mean, look, let's talk about track limits. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, we understand. I totally accept that rules are there in order to make that everyone has to abide by. Those are the rules. Everyone knows the rules or should know the rules. Don't break them or you'll be penalised. However, I think we are allowed to question whether those rules should even exist or not. Like, I take you back to World Superbikes last weekend before, Assen. Locatelli, long race one. Was it the sprint race? Can't remember. Anyway, fantastic job. You know, he's been struggling in the Yamaha team, and he was right up there.
Right up.
Amazing pass on little fucking Italian fella. Rinaldi on the last lap, like balls of steel, fucking amazing. Did it. Rinaldi nowhere near him. Cuts the chicane by, I mean, we're talking millimetres here. Not even cuts the chicane. And this is the bit, we're talking about the bit between the rumble strip and then the green paint. And he just touched the green paint. So did Top Rack. And they both then got moved behind the Ducati. Which, if they went, it would have made no difference, even if they were over a second ahead of him. So it's like...
There needs to be, at the same time, look, there needs to be a black and white, and that is the black and white. If it's on the green, it's on the green. But they should scrap that fucking rule.
Take the green,
scrap it.
Take the green away.
If they, the racers, gain an advantage, then yes, they should have a penalty.
Agreed.
Like, for instance, Thruxton the other day.
Oh, Vickers?
Well, anyone who missed the chicane, because they outbrake themselves. What are you going to do? What, crash just to avoid getting a penalty?
Because
utterly ridiculous. Utterly fucking... If you're going too fast... Whoa. You're going too fast, you're breaking into a chicane, what are you going to do? Oh shit, I can't get a penalty. I'll just chuck the front because I've squeezed the front brake too much. Utter bollocks. Get rid of it. If you should cut the chicane, then yes, you must join behind the rider you are behind, or or simulate a gap, or find a longer... I find a better solution for the long lap penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in the rules per se, if you do accidentally cut the chicane, then you need to add a second to your lap time.
Yes.
Now, having just experienced what racing's like, you obviously know there's so much shit going through your head, and to then try and work out, I was this far behind, a second is going to be this, make sure I slow down to a second. It's hard enough joining the pack where you left it. So to try and add that, oh well, he didn't slow down by more than a second, so now he's got a long lap penalty. So then Ryan Vickers, for example, flies around the long lap penalty, and then, I mean, he did crash later, but it was heading for another penalty because he joined after going around the long lap penalty unsafely, and he only had to go around the long lap penalty because he was told to go around the long lap penalty for making a penalty at the fucking chicane. So what's the fucking point?
And guess what? After consulting with the riders, race direction got rid of the long lap penalty in for the last race. So Glenn Owen didn't have to do it. He got a 2-second penalty. But the point is, just
if the track,
why are BSB adopting this long lap penalty? Just because they're trying to be like MotoGP? I don't understand it. It's just, I think Silverstone is the only track where really you can gain advantage by skipping curves, because the rest of them, you've got proper old school tracks. You've got curb and then grass. If you go over the curb, well, so be it. You might lose a couple of teeth and your bike might fall apart because they're, what do they call them?
like a sort of sawtooth.
Yeah.
Jib
yeah,
job.
similar. Or you go a little bit wider and you're on the grass and you crash anyway. So,
well, it's got to have filtered down from this non-stop safety stuff. And I get, I think we all want safer riding. We all do. But there is an inherent danger of riding or driving supercars, superbikes, which have flames and fire inside them at 200 miles an hour. It's a dangerous thing. And if you don't like it, then that's up to you. But the individuals know this and they're fine with it. So, yeah, turf it. If you get rid of that green fucking paint, I would say. So if someone's run wide, like, oh, I'll go in the green paint, you're going to crash. Or change the corner.
I get the issue, and this is a sensible man's hat on for a second. There's cars sharing tracks with bikes, and that always isn't the solution. But somehow they make it work for the rest of the UK circuit. So I don't know how they can make it work for GP tracks, for instance, but they can't have gravel. They have to have a runoff, a non-gravelly runoff. But
for safety, which I understand. But then runoff has its own issues, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, really, if you're going, say for instance, you have a 90-degree right-hander and a 90-degree left-hander. For instance, let's just set this little scenario up, and you go wide on the right-hander, and you go over the green curb and onto something else, or on the green curb. Are you actually gaining time to set yourself up because you've gone too wide anyway for the left?
No.
No, you're not at all.
Well, the way they should do it is they should have test riders and go, right, track limits don't exist. I want you to go out and forget about where the white lines are and the green paint. Just go as fast as you possibly can around this circuit.
Yeah.
And then see, actually, where there's an advantage or not. It's not like we don't have telemetry. We'd be able to figure that out. Or just let them all go on the green paint.
Should do anyway.
But the point, I guess, I mean,
it ruins racing as well.
It ruins racing.
It ruins because you think, like for instance, it's a slightly different. Vettel. You think
I'm so disappointed now.
Yeah, and now I've just ruined it for you.
You have ruined it for me.
You've ruined your whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
yeah. And I get rules are there, but I think it's all the overcomplication. F1 is in the toilet. Let's face it. I used to really like it. I still watch it because I kind of feel like it's. Ironically, I call it car crash telly. Like you watch it because you just feel like, oh, you're going to watch it. Something interesting might happen. But the only thing that interesting happens is penalties and things deciding after the time. And that is not how we should go racing. I think the cars, just make them fucking slower.
Yeah.
Put all the same fucking engines in it, or all the same chassis, whatever. Off you go. Fill the grid with more vehicles that are more equally spaced. I mean, F1's different, and so is MotoGP, because it's sort of, I get their development classes, but if they're development classes, let anyone do what the fuck they want within reason. There's too many fucking rules. I think that's my point. There's too many fucking rules, and I guess to bring light into a mass debate, like what's the opposition? What is our solution? Because we're being so one-sided. We don't like this, but we've got to offer something.
Well, for years and years and years, there wasn't even a saying called track limits.
No.
And
it all worked out fine.
It was all right.
And
if they gain an advantage by cutting the course, it was called good old course cutting. Then there was a penalty, like an actual penalty for causing actual I don't know, cheating or gaining a massive advantage, then yes. But we survived up until, what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
We survived up until that point.
And who was it that overtook Iden and went in? It was a lunge. He got penalised for that, wasn't he?
Yes.
Was that Vickers as well?
It was Vickers. No, it was... Anyway, it was...
Danny Kent?
No. Lee Jackson.
Was it?
Yes.
Anyway, someone, and you can see it in a slow motion replay, it clearly didn't mean to push anyone wide, whatever. But that's what happens. You're a metre late on your braking point. Let's do it. But anyway, and then it's like, oh, well, we didn't seem that move was fair. You can't do hard moves anymore. So basically, no one's going to do any racing. No one's going to do any overtaking. Whatever position you qualify in is basically where you're going to end up, which is F1. And when nobody wants to go there, because that is shit.
Do you remember, I don't know if you remember this, but when Brogan and McGuinness took each other out, I can't remember who took each other out at Silverstone, where they were teammates for Paget's in Superstock. And, you know, obviously they're mates anyway, but going for the race win, and I think McGuinness took out Brogan, and there was this big thing, and there was sort of the press were trying to sort of G him up, and there was no fight, there was no like, they were just like, oh no, fucking hell, disappointed. But they got back, and Brogy was like, look, we're not here to touch each other's willies, we're here to race bikes. I mean, to be fair, some do, but that's the point. It's not chess.
Racing is and people, and I think this is it's again it's a filtration down of this idea of control. And the race organisers want complete control. We need to completely control this. We need to completely control this. Take all elements of risk, luck, everything out of it. But that's impossible, because that's not what racing is. Racing, as I alluded to earlier, there is a lot of luck in racing. There is a lot of free will. That's what it's all about. And anything can happen. That's why races are exciting. You remove that, then you remove the essence of racing. Drop the mic.
Psych.
So yeah, I don't know anyone in favour of. I certainly wouldn't know anyone in favour of increasing these rules and regulations. I think, I also think the tyre choice should be open as well. By the way,
should be,
anyway.
Yeah.
And now I think a super ridiculously soft tyre has been introduced just to try and increase the ultimate lap speed, because that hasn't changed in what?
Are we talking about bikes or cars?
Bikes.
Right.
And cars.
Yeah.
And that hasn't changed in what, 5 years?
No.
Something fucking stupid. Even though technology of bikes has gone on massively. Guess what's holding it up? Tyres. Guess what manufacturer? Never mind. The whole, basically, I think this and other issues, the sooner everyone realises it's a top-down clusterfuck of corruption, the sooner everyone can just relax and go, yeah, it's bullshit. And you either choose to be upset by it and get angry about the injustice, which is what I do, or you can choose to accept it and just deal with it and live a happy life in the Matrix. Up to you.
And on that note, should we get a fucking pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. What pizza are you going to get?
Fucking Meteor, or a fucking Mighty Meaty, or a Meat Fieldy.
Yeah, tuna supreme.
Oh, God.
With prawns.
Really?
With prawns on.
Are you
Well, hang on, I don't. Just because you want to eat like carcinogenic beef. I like tuna. It's light. I don't like the fat. I don't like the amount of fat. Like when you open our pizzas,
yeah.
Your box is wet.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like your wet box. But anyway, so let's try and finish on like a happier.
Okay.
Because that was a bit intense. We're probably.
No, it was good. It was a good it was a good one. I like that. It's a good masturbation.
Well, let us know what you think, because actually this is we need a solution. I like ranting obviously, but I would like to have a solution, and I don't know what the solution is. So let us know. But happier thoughts. Got anything planned this week?
Yes, I'm racing at Aberdare.
Oh.
Yeah. So
how Aberdare you?
Aberdoo, Aberdare, touch pineapple, hit a tree.
Yabba dabba dare.
Yeah, so that's going to be good fun, my Aberdare debut. So
when's that?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, right. And I'm at Donington Park.
Are you at Donington Park?
Check us out. Are they near each other? They're not, are they?
No. Good 3 hours away.
Let's go, Pins.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.
See you next time, whenever that may be.
We could whisper like Joe Biden.
Whisper Joe Biden.
See you next time. Oh.
Oh, you cheeky monkey.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Woo!
Yay! Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Can you see what I have to work with? Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Keep away from eyes and ears.
And mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.